Trading is honestly not that hard. I've made way over $200,000 trading futures, and I'm here to tell you that it's not that hard. And a lot of people overcomplicate things by implementing new strategies, adding so many different indicators on the charts. But I'm here to tell you that you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to watch ICT, for a whole year straight. Watching his hour videos, to make money from trading. So and I have a very simple strategy that I'm going to show you guys in this video. But just before I get started, I'm just going to show you guys some proof, because I can imagine a lot of you guys are thinking, what is this guy talking about? He has no, proof. We have 15,000 and a half here. Got some payouts here as well. Show you guys. We have about $24,000 here in payouts. So yeah, this is Wise. This is for my Top Step account that I received straight into my Wise account. So yeah, it's just, some proof before I get started on the breakdown of the strategy that I use every single day. This is my A plus setup, whatever you guys call it. Yeah, so this is my A plus setup. I trade this every single day, or I look for it every single day, and when it comes, I take it, and it just plays out extremely well. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to implement the strategy, how to trade this, the thought process behind it, how to actually take the trade, what you need, the indicators you need, and yeah, just many more. So tune in, watch this video all the way to the end. And just before I get started, if you're interested in joining the Discord, it's £54 a month. We're currently running a flash sale of 50%. If you use Flash 50, you can get 50% off at WAP checkout. So yeah, don't miss out. Very limited spots. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into the breakdown. Now, what you need to know, or well, what you need first is you need these two indicators. You need the VWAP, simple, which is the yellow line I have on my chart, and you need the 50 EMA, which is the blue line on my chart. Also, you're gonna need the 200 SMA, which is the purple line on my chart. If you just get this EMA and then you change the settings, put this at 200, turn this on, change the color if you want, but I like to keep it at purple. So yeah, those are the indicators I have. The only three indicators I have are those. Once again, the 50 EMA, the VWAP, and then the 200 SMA. Now, you're gonna be trading this session. Sorry, you're gonna be trading this strategy on the New York Open. So NY Open. You're gonna be trading on a 1 minute time frame. This is a scalp trade. Remember this is how I trade. I scalp on the 1 minute. Also, I look at the 5 minute, the 15 minutes for confluences as well. However, all my entries are taken on the 1 minute time frame. So yeah, 1 minute time frame at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is the session you're gonna be trading. You're gonna be trading after 9:30, which is the New York Open, right? So cool. What you're gonna be doing is you're also gonna be marking out pre-market lows and pre-market high. Mark up pre-market lows and highs. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna be using this there as an example here. So if I zoom out and I have a look at what is the pre-market high and the low, we can see that we clearly have a pre-market high over here. And then obviously I'm just gonna go replay mode here, real time. And obviously you could argue that we have so many pre-market lows, but obviously this would be the main high, and obviously this would be the main low. However, this could also be a high. However, we're just gonna be using this one as an example because this is the major high before it dumped all the way down, without without any higher highs. So yeah, we're gonna be using this one. We could also use this one as well. However, this one is a bit further away. Let's say we're gonna be using this one as the nearest low. All right. So cool. Now we have three levels marked up. We have our pre-market high, pre-market low, and obviously our pre-market low as well. Now all we have to do is we have to wait for the market to open, which happens at 9:30 over here, as you can see. Now cool. Watch closely because this is where you're gonna be taking a trade. You're gonna be waiting for for price to either come into the pre-market high or the pre-market low, and you're going to be taking a reversal trade. So if it comes down into these lows, you're going to be catching a long. If it comes up to these highs, you're going to be taking a short, right? And obviously target, you could relatively target the low, or if you're taking a long, you can target the high. Simple as. So yeah, so let's see what the market does on the open. We do spike into the 200 SMA here. This could also be a good buy. However, we want to wait for a bounce on either side. So let's have a look. Looks like we're approaching the high. Bit choppy. We do eventually come into these highs. Like so, as you can see, we came exactly into these highs. at 227. So 227, as you can see, very minimal drawdown. I believe it came about 1 point, 1.5 points. So yeah, what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be taking this trade right off this level. Obviously, you're not always gonna be catching it picture perfect off this level. So I'm gonna be a little bit realistic here. I'm gonna be taking it here because once I see that we tap into this area and we start to reject, I'm gonna be right in. I'm gonna be instantly taking this short position, targeting the lows or the pre-market open, sorry, the New York open. But in this case, let's target these lows here, or you can target the VWAP as well, or the 200 simple moving average. These are good levels to target. But yeah, so I would have been in this trade. Let's have a look how it plays out. Okay, cool. Very nice move to the downside. Chopping around for a bit, but we do eventually come in to take profit, like so. Okay, cool. Never mind. Okay, cool. We don't actually come right into these profits, profit target, but as you can see, we did come down all the way to these lows. So you should always be taking profits when your trade is going in your favor. So that was a good example. Very nice trade on that day. You know what? We're gonna go over another example on the following day. Let's have a look. I want to show a long example. I'm gonna show a long example. So let me try find a long example. Oh, this day here. Oh, this day. Oh, sorry, short example. We just had another short example. Okay, cool. I'm actually gonna go over this day here. We just went over this day, the day before, and we're gonna go over this upcoming day, the next day. So cool. Same thing. You're gonna be marking up your pre-market highs and lows. As you can see, 9:30 happens here. Our pre-market high would be obviously up here, like so, and then our pre-market low would be down here. I would say down here. So yeah, these are our pre-market lows and highs. This is the range, and the market opens here at 9:30. Let's go in replay mode. Wait for it to sweep either sides. Tap into either. Cool. So see, as you can see here, price came down. This could have also been a long. You could also argue that this level here is a pre-market low. It doesn't have to be picture perfect. It just has to come into this area here, like a box here, and then head higher or head lower. So this would have been a very nice long as well. But in this case, we're gonna be targeting this major high as this was the high of the day. So yeah, we do eventually come into this level. Yep. So we came into this level now. I would have taken a short right here with about, let's say, 25 points stop loss, targeting these lows for a nice 1 to 2. So let's see how price does. Let's see, we came smashing right down to TP in about 5 minutes, so less than 5 minutes. So as you can see, this was a very nice trade. You would have caught 56 points here, risking 25. Obviously, your stock could be a lot less, and your sizes could be a lot bigger. But as you can see, this was a very nice 1 to 2 or 1 to 4 trade. As you can see, very simple strategy. You don't need to overcomplicate anything with SMT, divergence and all that nonsense. So this is a very simple strategy that anyone can use, very beginner friendly. And we're just gonna go over this one last example here. So yeah, let's have a look. 9:30 here, mark our pre-market high. Our pre-market high would be here, and our pre-market low would be here as well. But obviously, as you can see, price did come down into these lows here and head back up. But once again, it's not always going to be picture perfect. You kind of just have to draw like a little zone here, like a little rectangle box, of an area to buy. But yeah, obviously, it's not always going to be picture perfect. So in this case, as you can see, it did come down into these lows on the open. The open happens here. We pushed higher, but we eventually came lower, tapped into this area here. However, you're most likely probably not going to be catching this exactly on the tick. But I like to see it pull back like this, and then I like to take a trade. So yeah, once this candle comes up and closes like this with a long wick below, this is the instant sign for me to take a long because buyers are in control. sellers tried to push price lower, however, buyers are in control at this level here. So this was a nice indication for a long. I'm gonna be a little bit realistic here and probably take this long up here instead of down here. So yeah, and also if you notice as well, this blue line tapped into the price tapped into the 50 EMA at this blue line, and then we headed and we broke above the VWAP. Now we're breaking above the 200 simple moving average, and yeah, as you can see, very nice trade targeting these highs. Or you know, you maybe could target 23,600 even for a nice 44 points, and let's see how this plays out. As you can see, price plays out very well, and we do head higher all day. So yeah, this is nice. Also, a very nice indicator that I like to have on is the 50 MA, and the reason is because I like to use it as like an area of support if I'm in a long, because as you can see, you know, it's tough holding with these pullbacks, right? Because they can get quite violent and aggressive. However, I like to wait for it to either break the 50 MA and then get out my position, or you know, add to my position when it's at the 50 MA, because as you can see, we did come very close into the 50 MA here, and we did head higher. So yeah, we did go higher and higher and higher, chop around for a bit, and we did head lower. So yeah, as you can see, once we broke below this 50 MA, that is when we head lower, and that's when I would have taken some profits or closed all positions, like so. But yeah, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is a very simple strategy that I use every single day that has allowed me to make over $10,000 every single month trading futures with Topstep. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And if you're interested in joining the Discord, I'll leave a link in the description. I'm currently running a flash sale of 50% off. Use code FLASH50 at checkout to get 50% off and become a premium member today. Thank you for watching, guys.